This is Adam, and he suffers from gout. Try Ural. It helps to prevent crystallization of uric acid crystals in gout therapy. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer for gout.
Good evening, I'm KLIA and you're watching KiniNews. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Tiong has broken his silence, acknowledging his involvement in the commotion at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Terminal 1 yesterday. Nonetheless, he maintains that his intervention brought to light potential corruption among airport officials. Tiong explained that the Chinese national he advocated for was being held without any reason provided. He also pointed out that communication difficulties arose between the immigration officer involved and the tourist. Meanwhile, the Congress of Unions of Employees in the Public and Civil Services, known as QPACs, demanded a comprehensive investigation into an altercation involving a minister. QPAC's president Adnan Mat said if the incident indeed occurred as reported, it would represent a breach of national security protocols and an obstruction of civil servant duties. In the lingering conflict between the alleged heirs of the defunct Sulu Sultanate and the Malaysian government, a surprising consensus emerged today. Both sides agreed that the legal battle is far from over. Minister Azalina Othman Said conceded that she shares a common perspective with Paul Cohen, the chief lawyer representing the alleged heirs of defunct Sulu Sultanate. Their battle isn't concluded.
Well, first of all, the fight is not over. I agree. That's the only thing I agree with Paul Cohen. The fight is not over. Number two, you tell Cohen on my behalf, you want to fight fairly. Put the money where your mouth is. Don't jump jurisdiction to jurisdiction as if you want to take advantage of the UN on the arbitration forum. Now, the issue is, of course, we're going offensive because along the way, when this government took over the matter, the Kerajaan Madani, there are multiple realizations upon this process that we have picked upon along the way. First of all, what is questionable even until today is the fact that when the Madrid court themselves asked to stop the proceedings, they jumped to Paris, then they jumped to other countries.
She said the commitment from this government is that they will persist until the end. However, she insisted that the costs be settled upfront while they fight. The minister's comments came during a press conference at the Asian International Arbitration Center headquarters in Kuala Lumpur today. Earlier reports indicated that Cohen maintains the battle is far from over, despite the recent Dutch Court of Appeal's decision to invalidate the final arbitration award to the Sulu claimants. Cohen reportedly mentioned they have other options to consider, such as appealing to the Dutch Supreme Court. After Malaysia discontinued an annual payment of 5,300 ringgit to the Sulu Sultanate in 2013 following the Lahad Datu incursion that same year, the claimants first sought arbitration in Spain. Malaysia chose not to participate in the Spanish arbitration process, citing it as unlawful. Wan Saiful Wan Jan's blistering indictment of Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim as vengeful, draconian and incompetent added a potent charge to the debate on press freedom today. Wan Saiful Wan Jan has accused Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim of stifling press freedom, calling for national and international observers to pay close attention. This claim comes in the wake of allegations that the administration has obstructed access to two news websites, Malaysia Now and Malaysia Today. The Tasek Gelugor MP said Anwar and his administration's supposed commitment to reform is merely a facade. Wan Saiful asserted that both national and international observers must cease providing Anwar's administration with any benefit of the doubt. He painted a harsh portrait of the Prime Minister in his statement, describing him as vengeful, draconian and incompetent. Contradictorily, Fahmi Fadzil, the Communications and Digital Minister, denied any involvement, asserting that he has not issued any directive towards this. However, Wan Saiful sees the blockage of news websites as an alarming misuse of enforcement powers intended to quash any criticism of governmental shortcomings. Meanwhile, it seems the temporary restriction on the news portal Malaysia Now has been lifted as of today. Reports began surfacing yesterday evening from several users of Celcom and Max's services who claimed they were unable to access the website. Is Rela the country's fashion police? An incident at a SECO office where a woman was denied entry for the way she dressed may give you that impression, but SECO has taken swift action against the guard. The Social Security Organization, also known as SECO, has taken firm action by suspending a Rela member. This is following an incident in which a woman was prohibited from entering the SECO Penang office due to her attire. SECO CEO Muhammad Azman expressed serious concern over the unexpected behavior demonstrated by the Rela official. He said the incident, completely unbeknownst to the management, clearly represents an overreach of the responsibilities bestowed upon the Rela personnel. In swift response to the incident, SECO demanded a comprehensive explanation from the personnel involved. In a statement, Muhammad added that effective June 29th, the implicated personnel has been relieved of his duties pending the completion of a thorough investigation. The issue first came to public attention through Ajit Singh Jesse, a Penang-based lawyer. He narrated a recent encounter where his colleague, May, was barred by a security guard from entering the SECO office on Jalan Burma. May, who had accompanied Ajit to register his domestic help under SECO, was wearing a skirt that extended to her knees. However, the guard insisted that she needed to wear a skirt that reached down to her ankles. Baffled by the guard's assertion, they asked him to justify this rule. After repeated inquiries, the Rela personnel reluctantly conceded that he would let her in this time, but not the next time. Intriguingly, once they managed to enter the building, nobody else raised any objection to May's outfit. As part of Malaysia's strategy for post-pandemic economic recovery, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is urging banks to continue helping struggling Malaysians and businesses. The government has urged banks to persist in offering loan repayment assistance to individuals and SMEs struggling financially, inclusive of loan rescheduling and restructuring provisions. Additionally, borrowers facing financial difficulties can avail themselves of complimentary advice and loan repayment assistance through the Credit Counseling and Management Agency (AKPK). Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim today also applauded the commitment demonstrated by Malaysian banking institutions. In a statement, he said they displayed readiness to assist the public and SMEs. Anwar also emphasized the critical role of the banking sector in fueling post-pandemic economic recovery, particularly in aiding borrowers who continue to suffer the pandemic's impact and struggle to rebuild their lives. This statement followed a dialogue session on June 28th, part of the government's ongoing efforts to gather insights and opinions on the national economy from diverse sectors. Representatives from several major banks attended the session, which also included Deputy Governor of Bank Negara Jessica Chew. Only 3 days after Senator C. Sivaraja's departure from MIC, another youthful leader submitted his resignation. P. Punitan, the Selangor MIC youth chief, delivered his resignation letter to party president S.A. Vigneswaran today after 15 years of service and various roles in MIC. He declared his immediate resignation not only from his state-level post, but also from his role as the youth chief of the Bandar Baru Batang Berjuntai, Kuala Selangor branch. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.